Hello, my Buckeye friends out there. This is Buckeye Vinny coming to you today. Today's segment is going to be a special tribute to one of our own coaches that coached at Ohio State for 9 seasons. That's none other than Earle Bruce. Earle Bruce, the late and great Earle Bruce, in my eyes, was a great person, a great man, a great coach for the Buckeyes. We had some really, really good seasons under Earle Bruce. I thought he was a very good motivator. He did a lot of good recruiting for the state of Ohio, recruited a lot of young talent, a lot of our boys coming out of high school. Earle Bruce got his hands on and gave them full rides to the Ohio State University Buckeyes. And so I give Earle Bruce a lot of credit. I really did. And why, though, was Earle Bruce ever let go from his head coaching position? This is my question, folks. Again, I said Earle Bruce came on the scene in 1979, where he had a phenomenal 11-1 record. His only blemish of the year was in the Rose Bowl game versus USC, where they lost by 1 point. And let's be honest, Earle Bruce wins that game, notch up another national championship for the Buckeyes, and Earle Bruce's first of his coaching career. But unfortunately, it did not happen. Again, Earle Bruce, in his 9-year tenure as the Buckeye head coach, he amassed 81 wins, only 26 losses, and 1 tie. So, folks, when you do the math, he averaged 9 wins a season. For me, especially back then in the 80s that he coached, not too shabby at all. Let's be honest. That talent back then in the Big Ten and overall was phenomenal. It really was. For me, the 2 seasons that stuck out was the 1979 season, where I mentioned he went 11-1, and the 1986 season, where he went 10-3. Those were the 2 best years that Earle Bruce had for the Buckeyes. For Earle Bruce, out of his 9 years that he coached, he qualified for bowl games 8 out of 9 years. A phenomenal feat, my friends, really. Another question mark for me of why did Earle Bruce ever get let go? His record in bowl games was 5-3, above 500. His record against the team up north, 5-4, above 500. Let me throw you out this fact in case you didn't know, my Buckeye friends out there. His first 4 years as the Buckeyes head coach, his record against the Wolverines was 3-1. Folks, so far what I mentioned, would you not agree with me? Why was Earle Bruce ever let go? From 1980 to 1985, Earle Bruce had 6 straight seasons of 9-3. Now, for me, and I just said it again, you give me a coach that can go 9-3 in 6 straight years, make a bowl games 8 out of 9 football seasons, beat the team up north over 50% of the times, and again have a 5-3 in bowl game records. Folks, I think I would have to keep that coach. I really would. But they elected back then to have him step down and replace him. And we all remember after Earle Bruce came John Cooper. But again, this segment is about strictly Earle Bruce. And for me, Earle Bruce was a player's coach. The players loved to play under him. They gave it their all under him. And he was a great motivator. Yes, he was a good X's and O's coach, without a doubt. But he knew how to motivate those young men to play under him. And there were some exciting seasons, my friend, that I can remember when Earle Bruce stepped on the scene. And I think for me, why I'm doing this is because at the age of 10, for me, I was 10 years old, that was Earle Bruce's first season, 1979. I was 10. From there on in, my friends, I graduated high school in 1987. So again, that was Earle Bruce's last year as the Buckeyes head coach was 1987. So, for me, 1984, 1985, 1986, I was really getting involved with Buckeye football and especially Earle Bruce. So, again, for me, it was a special years for me becoming a Buckeye football fan, for one, and for two, becoming a big Earle Bruce fan, without a doubt. Again, Earle Bruce, a legendary coach for the Buckeyes, a legendary class act of a person. I hope everybody enjoyed this segment today on Earle Bruce. Again, for all my subscribers, I thank you very much. For my first-time viewers that are just finding out about me and viewing me for the first time, I ask you to please subscribe to me. Click on the subscribe button. If you like this video, click on the like button. Most of all, please comment. I love all my viewers' feedback. I love that when you comment and let me know how much you enjoyed my videos. So again, like always, peace out. God bless. Go Buckeyes!